When it comes to money, many of us often feel like we're falling behind, no matter how much progress we make. It can seem like we're never truly financially secure, and there always seems to be someone our age who appears to be doing better financially. But I'm here to explain why you're likely in a better financial position than you think. I have some eye-opening financial facts to share, along with some tips to help you stay on the right path. In the United States, many people may seem like they're thriving, but the facts I'll share will reveal that appearances can be misleading. You've probably come across social media posts on platforms like Instagram or Facebook where people appear to be living a lavish lifestyle. However, in reality, they might not have as much money as they seem, and they could be struggling to make ends meet. This scenario is quite common in America. Think of it this way. Picture two games for assessing your financial well-being. The first is the status game, where many people feel financially left behind because they're focused on this game. It's like a competition to possess better material things than others, such as a big house or a fancy car. The issue with this game is that it has no endpoint. It's always changing because you're comparing yourself to what you see on social media. For example, buying a fancy car only boosts your image if others don't have one. If everyone has it, it doesn't make you stand out. This game prompts you to measure yourself against others, creating a perpetual race that can leave you feeling perpetually anxious because there will always be someone wealthier with better possessions. The second game is the wealth game. Unlike the status game, it's not about what others perceive. It's about what's happening behind the scenes. It focuses on the money you're saving and investing, building a business, and spending on things that offer a positive financial return. This game revolves around constructing a foundation for financial freedom and living life on your own terms. It's essential not to base your concept of financial success on the status game. Once you grasp this, you'll realize you're doing better than you believed. The status game is akin to a movie trailer. It highlights only the best parts and leaves out the rest. Now, take a moment to pause this video and consider, are you engaged in the right financial game? Let's explore some financial facts. Did you know that 57% of Americans lack savings for unexpected situations? In the UK, 40% of people cannot cover 1 month of living expenses if they lose their job, and 57% of Americans are unable to handle a $1,000 emergency. This means that many individuals are unprepared for unforeseen financial challenges. In fact, 20% of Americans have no savings at all. So, if you have more than $1,000 saved for emergencies, you are doing better than 60% of Americans. It's vital to be ready for emergencies because they can and will occur in your life. Saving money for these circumstances is crucial. Ideally, you should strive to have 3 to 6 months' worth of your monthly expenses set aside. If you have a very secure job, you can target 3 to 4 months of expenses saved. However, if your job isn't stable, you may want to aim for 6 to 12 months of expenses saved. Here are some tips for saving for emergencies. Whenever you receive your income, create a budget and set aside a small portion for emergencies. There's no need to be concerned about growing this money through investments. It should be easily accessible in case of an urgent situation. Use your emergency fund exclusively for genuine emergencies, not everyday expenses. Reserve this money for the most severe situations. Having just 1 month's living expenses saved is a significant step towards financial security. Let's discuss another surprising fact. 33% of Americans have no savings for retirement. Were you aware that 1 out of every 3 Americans has no money saved for their retirement years? This means that 33% of all Americans have not set aside anything for their older years, like when they're 60 or 70 years old. These are the times when you'll need money for necessities such as housing, food, utilities, and transportation. If you fail to save for this, you might end up relying on others like your children, grandchildren, friends, or even the government for support. However, they may not provide the level of care you desire, so it's crucial to start considering this matter now. It's your duty to look out for your future self. Begin investing your money today, even if it's a modest amount. Avoid being among the group with no retirement savings. If you're setting aside 10 to 15% of your income for the future, you're performing better than most individuals. And it's valuable because the more you invest now, the brighter your later life will be. It might be a challenge, but consider it a gift to your future self. The last statistics I'd like to share with you left me surprised. Approximately 50% of Americans rely on credit cards to manage their regular, everyday expenses. It's astonishing that nearly half of all Americans, which is about 50%, use credit cards to handle their day-to-day costs. On average, each American household carries roughly $6,000 in credit card debt, totaling a substantial $930 billion nationally. This means there's nearly $1 trillion in credit card debt owed throughout the country. Interestingly, younger generations, such as 61% of Generation Z and 53% of millennials, often turn to credit cards to cover their essential living expenses. I don't view credit cards as inherently bad, as long as you use them responsibly and pay off the balance each month. However, in my experience, they haven't led to financial success. Studies indicate that people tend to spend more when using credit cards. They can also make it easy to overspend and accumulate debt if you're not cautious. Many individuals are taking on more credit card debt to shield their lifestyles from economic challenges like inflation. So, if you can save money, maintain an emergency fund, and pay your bills without accumulating debt, you're in a better financial position than many people. Now, let me pose this question. How much money do you believe is enough for financial contentment? If you check the average income in the US, it's approximately $59,128, as reported by Forbes. However, here's the catch. These figures don't truly determine our satisfaction with our own earnings. Research suggests that it's more influenced by what our friends and peers are earning. If they're making more, it can make us feel unhappy, even if our financial situation is quite good. There's a concept called loss aversion, which means we feel the pain of losing money more intensely than the joy of gaining it. It's like discovering $200 would make us happy, but losing that same $200 would make us extremely unhappy. The same principle applies to our incomes. If we realize we're earning more than our friends, it feels good, but that feeling diminishes rapidly. On the contrary, if we learn we're earning less than them, it affects us deeply, and we experience dissatisfaction. It's a challenging cycle, because as we earn more money, our friends do too, and we continue to compare ourselves to them. So, how can we escape this never-ending cycle of dissatisfaction? This leads us to the concept of societal versus personal success. In simple terms, our perception of our own success is often shaped by societal expectations and how we compare ourselves to others. Think of it like having a special pair of glasses that can alter how you view life. It's similar to that. Society often applauds those with substantial wealth, fancy possessions, and high social standing. But what if we donned a different set of glasses and began assessing success from our own perspective, based on what matters to us individually, rather than conforming to societal norms? We can see ourselves in a completely new light. This liberates us from the constant comparisons with others and the pressure to meet society's standards. It's akin to breaking free from a game where other people dictate the rules. Imagine if you had to choose between excelling at something, but having everyone believe you're not good at it, or not being very proficient, but everyone perceiving you as great. It's like deciding whether you'd prefer to be at the top of the social hierarchy, even if it's not genuine, or be in the middle while knowing you're the best according to your own criteria. It's about valuing your own judgments more than the opinions of others. It's the choice between living a facade or being sincere and true to yourself. There's a saying that goes, if you change the way you look at things, the things you look at change. So, it's time to alter our outlook on success, appreciate our personal standards, and emancipate ourselves from societal pressures. Remember, genuine contentment arises from recognizing that your financial journey is unique and that your definition of success holds the most significance. If you found value in this video, please share it with someone you care about and hope to inspire on their path to financial success. I trust you enjoyed this video as much as I enjoyed creating it. I wish you success on your financial voyage. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe and enable notifications for more content. Have a splendid day or night, and I'll see you in the next video.